Hi, I'm Nishi. I'm an intern at Yala right now, and I'm going to be giving you some tips for a Skype interview with Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm also an intern with Yala right now. Okay, so I guess Nishu will start with the tips for how to do a good Skype interview. And the first set of tips are all stuff you need to do before the interview actually starts.
So, before you actually interview with someone, make sure you have a Skype or a Google Hangouts account ahead of time, and make sure the other person has your contact information. Make sure you have their information so that when it's actually time to interview, you can easily contact them and speak to them.
And
Uh,
also, what's really important is to make sure that when you are setting up for your Skype interview, that you're in an appropriate area to do an interview. So make sure that there's good lighting, there's minimal or no background noise because that just really detracts from what you're trying to say. And especially if you're recording the interview, it'll be really hard to hear again um, with all the background noise. And it's also very important to have a stable internet connection. That way, the picture isn't all fuzzy, and that way you can actually hear what the person's saying, they can hear what you're saying, and everything's really clear.
In addition, make sure you have your questions developed ahead of time so while you're actually interviewing, it goes smoothly, and make sure you research the person who you're talking to so it's easier to talk to them and have a conversation.
And then last, before you actually Skype or Google use Google Hangouts to call the individual, make sure you do a test call because that way you can make sure your connection is stable, and that way your call will be clear and you make sure everything works.
So here are some tips that you should use while you're actually interviewing. First of all, make sure that you keep eye contact with your screen. So when you're talking to whoever you're talking to, it's like you're talking to them in person. You're making eye contact, and ask your questions super clearly, and ask the interviewee to repeat the question in their answer for context.
The last tip is actually pretty important because if you have them repeat the question and the answer, if you are recording the video, it's really easy for you to find where you are in the interview. So, for example, if you ask them, "What's your favorite part of your job?" and they say, "My favorite part is blah blah blah," you can find really easily in the interview the information you're looking for if you're trying to cite it or put it in a paper. It's also good before if you're recording, just so the audience that's watching the video knows what uh, what you're talking about, and they have more context during their viewing time. And it's also, this may sound kind of obvious, but it's also really important to listen to what your interviewee says. Don't just run through your list of questions and then be done. Make sure you're actually listening to what they say, and if they bring up something really interesting, feel free to ask them more about what they just said, and you can ask follow-up questions that you didn't already have planned based on something interesting they said, because sometimes the best information you get out of an interview is the stuff that you didn't even plan to ask.
So, lastly, after the interview, don't forget to send whoever you interviewed or were talking to a thank you email, thanking them for their time and for speaking to you. Um, it's just nice manners.
Also, just real quick before we get into our fake interview, we'll go over some good steps for how to record your Skype interview. Now, there's a bunch of software that you can buy on the internet that will give you a pretty professional quality way to record your Skype interview. But one of the easiest and cheapest ways to do it is to use QuickTime Player, which is installed on most computers. So all you have to do is just open the app, and then you go to you click File or double click on the app and select Start New Screen Recording. Once this window pops up, you can just click and drag a box on the area that you want to start recording, or just click on the screen, um, and it should start recording the entire screen. And then make sure your audio sounds good. And whenever you're done, you can just double click back on the QuickTime icon, and it will say stop screen recording, and then you can just save it to wherever you want to save it.
Hi, I'm Nishi, and I just want to get to know you better, I guess. Um, what's your name?
Hi, so my name is Chris Hollenbeck. I am currently a third year student from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, which is a really small town outside of Philadelphia.
Okay, I'm actually from New Jersey. I'm a second year student from NYU.
Okay, great. So, what do you like most about studying at NYU?
Just being in the city, in New York City, it's an amazing experience to wake up every day and get to walk down like busy streets with so many different people. It's just an amazing like environment to study in.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Where do you go to school?
I study at Ohio State University, which is in Columbus, Ohio. So if you know where Ohio is, it's like right smack dab in the middle. And it's like roughly 5 minute drive from downtown. So it's pretty great because you get kind of like the small college town feeling, but you also have a big-ish city right nearby. So you can go downtown and go to like art museums or go grab food at cool restaurants and things like that. So what are you studying at NYU?
I'm studying politics. Um, my major is in politics, and I'm doing a minor in religious studies and studying Arabic, and it's just all.
Oh, really cool. Nice.
What are you studying?
I'm studying political science currently, and no real specialization, just kind of political science as a whole, and then with a minor in Spanish.
Cool.
But I've actually started studying a little bit of Hebrew while I'm here at Tel Aviv University.
Okay,
Um,
so you're studying abroad this semester.
yes, okay, yes. So I'm currently studying abroad at Tel Aviv University just for the semester, and then when the semester ends in a couple weeks, I'll be interning full time with Yala. Uh, what about you?
I'm also studying abroad this semester, but I will be going 2 weeks, so won't be here over the summer.
Oh, okay. That's so cool. Are you excited to be going back?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss Tel Aviv, but also it's gonna be nice to be home, like back near New York again, and it's the best to like both. I don't know what I'm gonna miss more.
Right, right. So what are your plans for this summer?
I'm gonna be interning at the governor's office in New Jersey.
Very cool. That sounds so cool. So tell me about that. What are you expecting to get out of the your internship there?
I don't really know what to expect. I know that New Jersey is going to have a re-election in November, so a lot of this summer is going to be preparation for our lieutenant governor, who's actually going to be running because Chris Christie's, I think, taking a step aside. Um, but hopefully, I get to work with whoever's in charge of the re-election and the campaign process. It's going to be pretty cool.
That's awesome. So do you think you'll actually have like a more integral role in the election and the campaign process? I mean, hopefully, but
I mean, hopefully, like ideally, but I don't know as an intern how much I'll actually be like involved in the main stuff.
right, right. And you'll be there for how long?
For like June, July, August, 3 months.
Oh, okay, very cool. So yeah, so hopefully by the end,
Hmm.
you'll get they'll realize you're actually a good worker, and you can be trusted
I
with
hope
doing
so.
important stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cool.
Um, what are you like gonna continue whatever you're doing right now with y'all, or are you gonna have more responsibilities? Do you know what is gonna happen?
Um, I mean, hopefully, yeah, that would be great. I mean, as of right now, I'm only at the Yala office twice a week, so it's kind of hard to give me anything too demanding because I'm trying to balance it with schoolwork and with finals coming up and everything, and not to mention the fact that I'm only seeing Sarah and the rest of the team twice a week. Um, but yeah, so hopefully when I'm actually there full time, uh, I'll get to do some cool stuff and hopefully meet some of the students in the program and everything, and it'll be really cool.
Right. So when are you gonna like you're gonna come back at the end of the summer, or are you gonna do another semester, or like what's the plan?
Yes. So my plan actually is to intern with Yala for the next couple of months until the end of July. And then actually, my family's going to come visit here in Israel um, for about a week, and I'm just gonna show them around and expose them to all the good food and stuff, and then I'll be going back to the U.S. Probably around like August 5th, and then I'm home for a week, and then I go to Ohio because classes start there. So kind
Yeah.
of a busy summer, but it should be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to get to know you and talk to
Yes,
you.
yes, you as well. I hope you enjoy the rest of your internship with Yala and your new internship in New York or New Jersey.
Yes, thank you, and good luck to you over the summer and for finals and
Thanks.
everything.
All right, have a good
Yeah.
one. Bye.